Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today or this evening, wherever you are in the world? Wow, what a week that we've had so far, and it's only just started. There is some commentators are saying that the House, Nancy Pelosi, Jerry Nadler, Adam Schiff may have some kind of ace up their sleeve. That with the obvious, I guess, lack of partiality, lack of independence, lack of even a show of independence from the Republicans in relation to that Senate trial. Some commentators are suggesting that the impeachment in the House may be held in the House and not go up to the Senate. Now, when I did my look at that Senate trial, I think it was about a week ago, I felt that there was something there that either it was disrupted halfway through, or there was something that would come out that maybe would change the course of events, or there was something around that impeachment trial in the Senate that I didn't really see. There was a little bit of fog at the end of the what I was seeing, so I couldn't really see an outcome. I'm not sure why that was, and so I want to ask today if these commentators that are suggesting that the House should hang on to the impeachment, like impeach Donald Trump, don't send the indictment to the Senate and keep on investigating him. Is that a strategy that they're going to employ until such times as the Senate then gives an undertaking that they will hold a fair and impartial trial? Let's have a look at that. Well, first of all, let's start from the beginning. Is Donald Trump going to be impeached in the House? Obviously, that's a yes, but let's just have a look at it. Is Donald Trump going to be impeached by the House? Is Donald Trump going to be impeached by the House? Okay, and I think it will make people happy as well. So we've got some kind of news coming forward. This is could even be an offer, could be the impeachment itself. It could be news around his money. So, for example, they might say we will hold the impeachment in the House until such times as we get his tax returns. So it could be something like that, but I haven't got to the outcome card. It is challenged, though, by theft and betrayal. So whatever occurs, the Democratic Party are going to be trying to hold this president to account in whatever ways that are open to them. So I do feel that the impeachment will go ahead. Whether it goes to the Senate is another thing. It is huge. Impeaching Donald Trump in the House. It's something he doesn't want. The statistics show that presidents that are impeached in the House find it more difficult to take a subsequent election, to win a subsequent election. It's almost like the death knell for Donald Trump. And I did read on this the other day, and I got these same cards, that the impeachment in some way spelled the ending of his presidency. Something is coming to an end. We're at the end of a cycle. What's in the past is Russia, the Empress card. Now, I picked up also with the meeting between the Russian ambassador and Trump in the White House, that awful photo of the Russian ambassador standing behind Donald Trump. Russian state TV are reporting that meeting as saying that Lavrov, Russia, is the power behind the president, and that the president, they're actually joking and calling President Trump an agent of Russia. And then they were further joking and saying perhaps they should have an apartment for him in case he wants to relocate to Russia. This is all on Russian state TV and reported by the Daily Beast. I will put a link up on underneath this video. I feel we'll get to the Lavrov meeting in a minute, but suffice to say, those that are worried about Trump in some way, with the GOP letting him off the hook in the Senate and suggesting they're not going to be fair, they'll be coordinating the trial with the White House, etc. Know this, that impeachment in the House is an extremely important thing for the future of your country. country. It actually will make a difference. And I also believe Trump does not want to be impeached. And somehow, because we've got Russia in the frame, I feel that there was overtures to try and stop this impeachment in the House any way that they could. I think they failed. We've got the taxes, the loans and debts, giving and receiving assistance, which is crowning this reading. So again, my intuition was they could hold the impeachment in the House, impeach him on the Ukrainian matter, and keep investigating and say, well, we're going to wait for the Supreme Court decision. But we've got things coming forward very, very quickly in the near future. That's the Eight of Wands. That's, almost like meteors coming out of the sky. I've always felt that the House might have more, and I've said in a couple of readings, something else that we don't necessarily know about, or there's something else aside from what the Supreme Court may find. Of course, they may decide to hold back his taxes. I don't think so, though. My readings that I've done in the past month or so show that the taxes will be revealed. But I do feel that there's something else regarding money and his connections to Russia that may emerge in front of the Supreme Court decision. Now we've got the Eight of Swords. This is restricting this president. So again, I'm getting the feeling he will be impeached. The environment that has created new starts and high levels of emotion as well around this, the hopes and the fears. This is the King of Swords that will get to the bottom of things, that will get to the truth. Now we've got the Hierophant. This is the Congress itself. A higher authority than the president is going to have the last say. We've got the Three of Wands, which was my card for dealings with Ukraine, but possibly also Russia's involvement, because we know that Parnas, one of the Ukrainian business people that was assisting Giuliani, actually received a payment of $1 million from Russia in order, again, to stoke this conspiracy theory that it was Ukraine who hacked the elections, not Russia. I mean, really and truly. And then we've got loss and betrayal. So my feeling is these three cards are telling me that the impeachment will go ahead in the House, but will it go to the Senate? That's the question. We've got a battle weariness with this Nine of Wands, putting barriers up as well. There's almost a caged aspect to this card. We've also got someone being wounded. We've also got loss. I do feel this is for Donald Trump and the Nine of Pentacles. Independence, how he gets his money. If I go one step further, we have our Queen of Cups, a revelation, and we've got the Star of Hope. So things moving toward a better outcome in time. So yes, the MP will be impeached, I think, on the Ukrainian matter. There is something around Russia's involvement in all of this as well, and it could be around the money trail, particularly that payment of $1 million to Lev Parnas, the Ukrainian businessman assisting Giuliani. There's something around the money trail here. Now, Chuck Schumer, the minority leader in the Senate, has put down some rules and regulations for the impeachment. He wants Bolton to appear, and Mick Mulvaney, and the GOP is yet to come back and agree to those rules. I think the Democrats are laying the foundation of, if you're not going to hold a fair trial, then why bother holding it at all? We're not going to give you the opportunity to hold a sham Senate trial, acquit this president, and then use it in your campaign as a talking point and a headline to get this president re-elected in 2020. In reality, I think it's much more serious than that. If Donald Trump is impeached in the House, that will stick, and that will follow him into the 2020 election. Again, the odds are against him in getting re-elected after he's been impeached. Okay, so let's have a look at will the Democrats send that indictment up to the Senate? Will there be a Senate trial? Will the Democrats send that indictment up to the Senate, or will they hold on to it? Will they impeach him and keep investigating, and will that Senate trial not be held? Will the Senate trial not be held? Show me the Senate trial. Let's have a look at what's coming forward. So we've got the Seven of Wands. This is defending oneself and upward energy. Now that would suggest defending oneself on the surface. It possibly will. However, it's challenged by delusions, illusions, and not make it, or not being able to make a choice. Smoke screens. So defending oneself, or the defense, or the trial itself, is challenged by illusions and delusions. Okay, so they're the signifier cards. We've got the Lovers as the foundation of the reading. I guess this is Trump, but it's also Trump's relationship with the GOP. The Lovers. Trump's relationship with Putin as well. We've got secrets secrets needing to be revealed in the past, or secrets being hidden. Confusion, lack of clarity. This card sometimes comes forward when you don't have the truth and you really don't have an answer as to, you can't really join all of those dots. That's in the past. Obstruction, not, the information not coming forward, the witnesses not refusing to testify, etc. We've got the Page of Swords crowning the reading. So this is some kind of truth coming forward, but it's only a page. In the immediate future, we've got the Hierophant, which is Congress itself. We've got the here and now. We've got a plan, and we've got a new start with that Ace of Wands. But the environment that has created is this partisanship, obstacles and challenges, faction fighting, not being able to reach an agreement. So basically what the GOP now is doing is stopping America from reaching a new start. And what does that new start have to do with? It is the whatever is being hidden. And I do feel this is the relationship between Trump and Russia. So we've got insecurity here, holding back. That's in the hopes and the fears, and really trying to hold back information. I think this is the illusions and delusions that the GOP is threatening. Now, we've got the Two of Wands, so we've got some time. This is a crossroads and a decision being made to bring something forward in time, or a plan that matures in time. So I wouldn't see the Democrats rushing in to send that indictment up to the Senate. The Three of Cups, that can be celebrations, but it's also my card for the GOP running cover, these circles of support for Donald Trump. And then we've got the Temperance card, balance, rebalancing. Okay, let's have a look at what's underneath. We've got the Sun card, illumination. We've got moving on from troubled waters. We have the Devil card. I don't need to say too much about that. Who's attached to whom? And we've got communication. And we've always got our Eight of Cups, which is loss and somebody turning their back and moving away. I always see that as Donald Trump leaving the presidency. At this point, I can say that I feel that the Democrats are considering, they'll impeach him, but holding off a little while because of that two of Wands. It could be. Let's have a look. Let's pull some clarifiers on. Are the Democrats going to hold off a little while on sending the indictment up? Are the Democrats going to hold off a little while on sending the indictment up? So you're not going to see, if they impeach him this week, you're not going to see it straight away sent up before Christmas. Let's have a look. There is other information I feel that they're waiting on as well. Show me this Two of Wands, Spirit. Are they going to hold off on sending the indictment up for a little while? I'm not seeing a long time, but a little while. So the Hanged Man is showing no progress. So I think that's a pretty clear answer to my question according to my cards. Now, I put the usual disclaimer on this reading. This is reading is for entertainment purposes only. I may or may not be correct. You know, no hate, please. If things aren't clear in the time frame that you expect them to be clear in, I'm telling you what I'm seeing today. Sometimes what happens is it matures, down the track a little bit, and then I get people coming back and saying, you called it. It doesn't, I may not be right this time, but these cards are pretty clear to me. A plan that crossroads, a decision needs to be made, a plan that comes forward that matures in time. I asked directly to show me what that Two of Wands was. I'll get the Hangman. So my feeling is they might just hold off on that. For a little while before they rush to send it up. What are they waiting on? And then I just want to quickly move to the meeting between Trump and the Russian ambassador. I mean, honestly, Russia hacked your elections, and then to see Lavrov standing behind Donald Trump grinning like the Cheshire cat out of Alice in Wonderland. Clearly, this was a stage photo to rile people up, to rally his base, and a little bit vindictive in everything that Trump does. The GOP, my goodness me, how they've sold their souls. All right, let's have a look at if the Democratic Party has. Just do a quick read before we move on to Lavrov, the Russian ambassador's meeting with Trump. Does the Democratic Party have further evidence that we haven't heard, or are they in the process of acquiring further evidence to bring forward that we don't know about yet? Do they have this ace up their sleeve? Do they have more evidence than what we know about? And I'm almost getting a pull to John Bolton. Okay. All right, the Seven of Swords, theft and betrayal. Of course, theft and betrayal. The Queen of Wands, challenged by the Queen of Wands, the Queen that sees something that is unseen, the Queen that has a plan, an ace up her sleeve. We've got boundaries, the Nine of Wands, also a level of battle weariness. Now, we've got the American voter, so that always comes up when I look at the impeachment of Donald Trump. We've got crowning this reading the world, so it could be information around Trump's foreign dealings, could be more on Ukraine that we don't necessarily know about. I feel that's where we're going with this reading. They've been juggling, they've been trying to keep multiple balls in the air, but there is a lot that they're doing that we may not necessarily see, and they're trying to juggle everything that's coming in, I feel, and their strategy and reacting to what the GOP is doing. They are walking a tightrope, really, I feel, the Democratic Party with this impeachment. It's when I say dangerous territory, it's pretty significant what they're up against. Now, they're aiming to restrict this president with the Eight of Swords, and we've got the Hanged Man. So okay, yeah. So this, again, I feel is maybe holding back that indictment for a little while, and pursuing other forms of investigation. The hope is to win, because this is quite serious. It's something to do with, have they got the IRS whistleblower testimony? Is that what it is? There's something else that they have. Queen of Pentacles, how Trump got his money. This is also pointing to national security, and the Chariot, things coming forward very, very quickly. The base of the reading, Judgment. Here we've got our Two of Wands again, and we've got our Nine of Pentacles, how someone gets their money, and also this holding back of information, deals, relationships with, I believe, other foreign countries. Yes, I do believe they have more than what we know. All right, let's have a look at Lavrov, the Russian ambassador, and that meeting. When I did a quick intuitive view into that meeting, what I got was broad kind of conversation, which is almost like a code. And it was really around the politics of the US. It was sharing political strategies around the impeachment with Lavrov. And the Russian ambassador, and also the Russian ambassador delivering messages as well. What happens if Trump is impeached? What does Vladimir Putin think of Trump being impeached? Maybe that's the question we should ask. But let's go to show me the meeting between the Russian ambassador and Trump in the Oval Office recently. Show me, Spirit, what occurred? What occurred in that meeting? What occurred in the meeting between the Russian ambassador and Donald Trump? What occurred in that meeting in the Russian ambassador with the Russian ambassador and Donald Trump? Okay, so we've got loss, betrayal, heartbreak. Was Trump threatened? No, it was the impeachment. It was losing 2020. That's what the discussion was around. And of course, that impeachment is hugely significant. And we've seen, this is what I keep saying, we've seen the win in 2018 in the midterms, November, then successive wins for the Democratic Party, including in red states. And this is, with being impeached, 2020, that's what the discussion was. What happens to Trump when you've got Russian state TV saying, Trump will be in trouble perhaps after this term. So they're now even looking and saying publicly that he may not win in 2020. It is around the money trail as well, and whatever the Democrats might have in relation to something to do with the money. And I keep going back to Lev Parnas and that $1 million payment from Russia. We've got the Chariot in the past, the force of what is coming forward, and we've got what's crowning this reading: loss, walking away. What happens if Trump steps down? What happens if Trump steps down? What's the loss to Russia as well? We've got the King of Swords, the investigations, the truth coming out. We've got the World card here. There is something else that I feel the Democrats have, or something else that Russia is worried about. Three of Pentacles, dark money, money changing hands through either donations or payments to people. The King of Cups, in the hopes and fears that this is a fear around the Democratic Party taking power. We've got the Trump Organization, so finances, possibly deals, perhaps. The Eight of Pentacles, again, collecting the evidence, building the foundations of evidence against the Trump Organization, and the GOP support for Trump. So I feel they're the kind of, if they weren't discussed outright, there was kind of like code. But broadly speaking, those sorts of things were touched upon. Trump's downfall, Trump's loss of power, and the truth coming out, and the Democrats winning. We've got theft and betrayal, and we've got unification of America, and going back in the past. So into the past, I feel Russia would probably be getting fairly worried about Trump losing in 2020. I felt for a long time that Trump actually wants to resign and go back to his old life. Did they discuss perhaps what's that Eight of Cups? Show me that Eight of Cups. That's where I want to go with this. What's that Eight of Cups in the future? Did they discuss strategies for Trump to loss and the Trump Organization? Show me, did they discuss, okay, show me the Eight of Cups, I think is the best way I can put it. Show me the Eight of Cups. What was that loss? Walking away, turning your back on something that's no longer working for you. Russia may be thinking about turning its back on Trump. That's where we'll go with that. Is Russia thinking of ditching Trump, of throwing Trump under the bus? Did Russia threaten to walk away from Donald Trump, to remove their support because we had the Ten of Pentacles there? Did Russia threaten to withdraw its support from Donald Trump? Temperance, balancing things, okay, rebalancing things. The Queen, challenged by the Queen of Pentacles. So money coming in, perhaps how the Trump family have earned their money. Foundation of the reading, keeping of secrets. In the past, we've got loss. Who's lost? Russia's lost. Russia didn't get what they want in this deal. The truth coming forward, which is crowning this reading. The immediate future, heavy loads. What happens if you drop all of your load? Right now, the ending, the death card. The ending. Did the Russians threaten Trump with physical harm? Who knows? You're dealing with the Russians. They release nerve gas in the middle of a suburban, I think it was London suburb, a suburb in London. They can be fairly brazen. Certainly it was the ending. An ending of something was threatened. Okay, plans for the future could have been changed or could be changed. The fear is around this trade and commerce and expansion for Russia that Trump appears to be enabling. The fear is that will end, or that the truth will be told. We've got the Nine of Cups. Did they threaten to withdraw their support? That's a yes card, the Nine of Cups. It's a yes card, but it's also wish fulfillment and miracles. I feel there was a threat made. Yes, I do. The Hermit, isolation, taking away one's support. Could even be releasing of a truth as well. Yeah, I do feel that this is what Russia may have been threatening, that they may very well end their support of Donald Trump. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. That is the servant, the mercenary, someone doing something for somebody else. We've got Justice, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Trump Organization. Finally, we have the King of Pentacles, Donald Trump, and the Lovers card deals between Putin and theft and betrayal. But one last card I'll show you, because I think this is quite important. The Page of Pentacles. There's some kind of news to do with money that somebody has that they don't want coming out, that could be on the verge of coming out. So I'm going to leave that there. Make of it what you will. I do feel the Democratic Party does have an ace up their sleeve. I think they're actually considering not immediately, I'm saying immediately, sending that indictment up to the Senate until they can get some ironclad guarantees from the GOP. In the meantime, things are hotting up between Trump and Russia and Putin. It's almost like the death knell has been sounded. They know that he won't be re-elected. They're now looking at strategies to try and manage what might happen going forward when a Democratic president gets elected. It's pretty serious for Trump now. Watch his health. He doesn't want to be impeached. He knows that could spell the end of his re-election chances. It's pretty dire for Trump. So if you know anything at all, he's under immense pressure from multiple fronts. Okay, interesting. Let's see how it all pans out. Thank you.